Starbucks, just days after they announced that they're moving or opening a second HQ in Tennessee. They're also announcing they're closing multiple stores. This segment is brought to you in partnership with our friends at Future 42. Turn your frustration into action at future42.org. Make sure you sign up for their newsletter to be alerted to opportunities to do just that. All right, this from Como News. 5 Starbucks stores in Seattle set to close, including a very busy location, their Armory location. And this is just the latest round of closures. We've been talking about individual closures of Starbucks locations. I mean, some of their biggest locations in downtown Seattle, like the one across from Westlake Park, I mean, that closed months and months and months ago over crime and substance abuse issues around there. It says Starbucks plans to close 5 stores in Seattle in a matter of weeks, including 4 unionized locations, escalating tensions between the company and some workers in its hometown. The union confirmed that the affected unionized locations are on Madison Street, University Way, the Seattle Center Armory locations. That's one actually in the Armory at the Seattle Center. And then the one at Seattle Children's, a 5th non-unionized location, will also close, the company confirmed, and that's on Minor Avenue. Now, look. First of all, there are places in Seattle where you can stand on one street corner and spot 5 Starbucks stores. I don't think that's really necessary. So maybe some of these decisions are like, we don't actually need a Starbucks on every corner. I think also there are some crime issues that are related that have resulted in Starbucks stores closing before. But also, you know what? Yeah, I think they are closing them down because they're union shops. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I think that's great. I mean, honestly, like, am I in favor of union busting? Maybe I am. But at the end of the day, you've had these whiny baristas out there who get paid more than $20 an hour, who can get access to tremendous benefits on day one in some instances, who can get college paid for. And they're out there with their nose rings and their pink hair protesting because Starbucks is making them wear black t-shirts. I mean, it's absolutely unreal. And this isn't a surprise. I mean, we played this clip on the show a couple days ago. The brand new mayor of Seattle, Katie Wilson, a socialist, a couple days after she was elected, what was she doing? Protesting Starbucks.
I'm proud to say loud and clear, I am not buying Starbucks and you should not either.
Okay, well then we'll close some stores. Great, we'll close stores then.
I would like to close with a message to Starbucks. This is your hometown and mine.
No, it's not your hometown.
Right now. And I urge you to do the right thing. Because in Seattle, when workers' rights are under attack, what do?
First of all, I've never noticed it. We played that clip a million times. She says, this is my hometown. That's not your hometown. That was like a huge part of the campaign, that you were just an interloper from New York. Your parents were there and you just wound up in Seattle because you and your rich husband just trotted across the country and decided, oh, we got to the end of it, we might as well stay here.
She defines home differently, hometown differently.
She identifies as a Seattleite. Uh-huh. And look, I'm not from Washington State. I'm from Minnesota, but I am a Washingtonian. So I'm not one of those people that believes that you can never, ever be considered a Washingtonian if you've lived here long enough. No, by all means. But this isn't my hometown. That's just a lie. But the other part is she's out there telling people, don't buy Starbucks. Okay, well, what happens when you don't buy Starbucks and people don't buy Starbucks? Well, the business doesn't do as well. And maybe there's some locations that are underperforming. And then those locations close down. And then what happens to the union workers who you're out there rallying for? Well, now they're going to lose their jobs entirely. And I bet you what? They would much rather be employed for a company like Starbucks even than be unemployed, I imagine. And it's just like, gosh, this stuff isn't really difficult. And of course, it comes after Starbucks announced that they're opening up an HQ in Tennessee because of the pro-tax climate. And I don't think they're going to have 2 HQs. Before long, the Seattle HQ will go away or dramatically downsize, and Tennessee will be their main HQ. There was an article today in the Tennessean, why Starbucks and other Fortune 500 companies choose Nashville and Middle Tennessee. Well, I don't think I need to read the Tennessean to know that, but let's just see what the Tennessean is saying. It says the primary credit for Starbucks and all these companies moving over, the job tax credit provides companies for like attracting them. They have a job tax credit, providing companies a credit of $4,500 for every new high-paying job created. Oh my God. Okay, hold on a second. So in Tennessee, they provide these companies a credit of $4,500 for every new high-paying job created. In Seattle, they tax companies for high-paying jobs. It's called the Jumpstart tax. Gee, where is more advantageous for us to have an HQ? It says they also provide an enhanced job tax credit for companies who create new jobs or expand their operations into lower income and rural areas. Eligibility for these breaks is contingent upon the number of jobs created, the wage of those jobs, and companies' investment into qualified businesses. You see this? Incentivizing, not punishing. Seattle and Washington state Democrats believe they can punish corporations into doing what they think is the right thing. And in states like Tennessee, they're offering incentives. Do business here. Additionally, the state offers an industrial machinery tax credit of up to 10% for the third-party purchasing, repair, or installation of manufacturing, distribution, and tech equipment. Manufacturers, headquarters, call centers, warehouses, data centers, and research and development businesses can also be eligible for the sales and use tax exemptions, so long as they meet the specific investment, employment, and utilities use requirements. So you bring an HQ here, tax credit for you, tax incentive for you. Gee, I wonder why Starbucks made this decision. And then it says, arguably, the most alluring element that attracts big businesses to Tennessee is its lack of a state income tax, which Washington state will soon no longer be a state without an income tax. This allows businesses to earn more and invest a larger portion of their revenue back into internal operations, such as hiring, expansion, and general production. Furthermore, employees get to walk away with more of their paycheck. Weird how that works. Weird. Nashville has attracted Oracle and Amazon in the last 8 years, as well as AllianceBernstein, BGE Inc., and In-N-Out Burger, which is currently building a new 100,000 square foot office in Franklin. This stuff matters. And it's about punishing versus offering incentives. You will never be able to punish businesses into growing your state's economy. Never. It'll never work. It never has. But states like Florida and Tennessee and Texas understand the benefit of these businesses, the economic growth and the revenue that it brings. And so they will lay out the red carpet and do anything they can to get the businesses that we're crapping on to come there. And they're doing a pretty good job. It's not rocket science. If I was trying to destroy an economy, I would do exactly what Washington state Democrats are doing right now. I would do exactly what Seattle's socialist mayor is doing right now. It would be the roadmap for me for destroying an economy from the ground up. Absolutely insane. Also, just a quick note, and I don't know if this has anything to do with the Starbucks thing, but remember, Washington state right now has a law on the books that allows striking workers to get unemployment benefits. And that's just another reason why businesses don't want to do business here. So you're saying my employees can strike, and the one incentive they have to come back not getting paid, now the state has taken that away and now they can access the unemployment system? It says another reason businesses don't want to do business here. And I don't know if any Starbucks workers necessarily have taken advantage of it, but the Washington Policy Center put this out. They say 106 striking workers are already using unemployment insurance benefits. And that just 106, it doesn't sound like a lot, but we're only 2 months and a week into that benefit even being offered, which means they're like, I'm taking advantage of that immediately. So Washington Policy Center says the Employment Security Department confirms 106 striking workers have been paid 415 weeks of unemployment insurance benefits. Think of how much money that is out of the unemployment insurance fund. 415 weeks by 106 striking workers. Well, ESD told the Policy Center it cannot reveal any other information about the claims or employers. They do note that Teamsters Local 760 began an open-ended strike on January 17th at Multicare in Yakima. The union represents 168 technical employees, including staff in surgery, radiology, MRI, pharmacy, etc. So that could certainly be, those could be the people who are taking advantage of this pay for striking workers. And it also says workers involved in that strike would have become eligible for the UI benefits that they have been encouraged to take around February 1st. So if you do the math, it sounds like that's probably the workers who are getting those unemployment benefits. But just another reason why it pays to do business elsewhere. That segment was brought to you in partnership with our friends at Future 42. There's only a few days left in the legislative session, but still plenty of opportunities to get involved and make your voice heard. So sign up for their newsletter at future42.org to be alerted to those opportunities.